Case for legalization, doctor-assisted suicide. Mercedes Gordon, Communication 2045, fall semester. Physician assisted death, also called medical help or doctor-assisted suicide, is when a physician gives a terminally ill patient prescription medicine to peacefully end their own life. It is done voluntarily at the patient's request, severe pain, and allow dignified death. Imagine being told that you only have a few months to live, spending each day in unbearable pain that no medicine can ease. Wouldn't you want the right to choose peace over prolonged suffering? Doctor-assisted suicide should be legal because it protects personal freedom, reduces unnecessary suffering, and allows terminally ill patients to die with dignity under proper medical supervision. In my presentation, I will focus on ethical, medical, and personal side of doctor-assisted suicide and why it should be legal for terminal ill patients. My purpose is to inform and persuade you and for you to understand the importance of giving people the right to choose a peaceful and dignified death. You see this? This is what we're trying to prevent. Looks so painful. My goal is to help approach the issue with empathy and support and protect a patient's right to make their own end-of-life decisions. My main point, it gives terminally ill patients control over their own bodies and medical choices. It lets individuals, not the government or doctors, decide when their suffering is unbearable. No one wants to hear that. It protects the basic human rights to and self-determination. A 2024 poll showed that 74% of Americans support giving terminal ill patients the legal right to choose doctor-assisted suicide. Okay, now I'm moving on to main point 2. Doctor-assisted suicide can reduce unnecessary pains and suffering for terminal ill patients. Many terminal illnesses cause severe pain that medicine cannot always ease. It allows patients to avoid prolonged suffering and loss of quality of life. It can ease emotional distress, including the feeling of being a burden on their family. A peaceful, controlled death can help families cope better than watching a loved one suffer. Dr. Jack, a physician and a right to die activist, said, denying a terminal ill patient the option of a peaceful death is condemning them to needless suffering. Now I'm moving to main point 3. But before I do that, 16% loses their control of bodily functions, 21% lose dignity, 25% decrease of quality of life, and 11.7% pain or fear or death.
Death, facing a terminal illness and an agonizing choice, taking her own life on her own terms. ABC Steve Ozensami now on the life, the death, and the very strong opinions on both sides tonight.
29-year-old Brittany Maynard made a choice to celebrate the last days of her life her way, traveling to Yellowstone with her husband and taking a boat trip through Alaska with her mother.
My goal is really
Saturday night, she met one last goal, taking her own life instead of seeing cancer destroy it. In her own words, today played over and over again online, she explains how her unbeatable brain tumor would lose and how she would win by dying in her own bedroom, surrounded by her family, putting an end to her pain and seizures.
I had 2 in a day, which is unusual. And I remember looking at my husband's face at one point and thinking, I know this is my husband, but I can't say his name.
She and her new husband Dan moved to Oregon for this reason, one of 5 states allowing terminally ill patients to end their lives with drugs prescribed by a physician. Her family says she died peacefully. Steve Osunsami, ABC News, Atlanta.
The reason why I chose that is because she felt like she was going to be a burden, and she wanted to take her life in her own hand, in her own way, and not let cancer do it. So now I'm to main point 3. Doctor-assisted suicide allows patients to die under proper medical care. It lets patients choose a peaceful death surrounded by loved ones instead of facing fear or agony alone. Doctors ensure the procedure is safe, legal, and done with compassion and respect. It preserves dignity by preventing the loss of control that comes with terminal illness. Families often find comfort knowing their loved one dies on their own terms rather than suffer. The right to die with dignity is important as the right to live with dignity. This is written by Dr. Jack. A national survey found 51.3% of U.S. adults did not know if medical assisted suicide is legal in the U.S. and 50.8% didn't know if it was legal in their state. And you see how she had to move in the video to a state where she could do it. Before I let you go, I hope you take away that a doctor's assisted suicide is not giving up. It is freedom. It releases them from suffering.